Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Ad-darsu sadisu, lesson number 6. Al-ummu, the mother. Mata raja'ata min al-madrasati ya bunayya. Mata, as we know, it's a question word. It's basically ismul istifham. That is used to ask a question. And raja'ata, as we know that these lessons mainly they deal with the past tense. So raja'ata is used for the second person who is in front of you, and wahid, it should be one and it should be masculine. Yani anta raja'ata. Mata raja'ata min al madrasati ya bunayya. This is a very beautiful expression, as we can see over here, and it has been used in the Quran as well. It's basically diminutive. It's ismul musaghar. Inshallah, we will learn about it in book number 3. And this is basically when you want to call someone like my little son, ya bunayya. And in the Quran, for example, in Surah Luqman, as we know, Luqman alayhi salam, when he was giving advice to his son, so he said, ya bunayya la tushrik billah, inna shirka la dhulmun adhimun. Oh, my son, do not associate anything with Allah. Indeed, association with him is great injustice. So, Ya Bunayya, it has been also used in some other surahs of the Quran, like Ya Bunayya Arkab Ma'ana. Similarly, so this is something that we need to see and relate it to the Quran, that how it is used over there. Oh, my son, or it can also be translated as, oh, my little son, Ya Bunayya. Sa'idun, Sa'id, Raja'atu, Qabla Nisfi Sa'atin. Now we can see over here that here ta has dhamma. So this is also the past tense, and here ta has fatha. So anta raja'ata and ana raja'atu. So basically it's ana raja'atu, and we know that it is used for both, for singular feminine and also for singular masculine. Here we have Sa'id, so singular masculine. So he says raja'atu qabla nisfi sa'atin. Qabla, as we know, it is used as a special mudaf. That's why the noun that follows it will be mudafun ilayhi, and it will be majroor. So he says, I returned after half an hour. After half an hour. Al-ummu. Now, if you see over here, the Sheikh has put the case endings over here. Meme has tashdid, and then it has dhamma. But over here, there is no tashdid and there is no dhamma. Why is that? So that we get used to reading the Arabic without harakat. So that's why we need to notice these small things as well. Aina is also, it's a dharf. It's used to ask a question, and it is ismul istifham. Aina ukhtu. Okay, what should be the ending of ukhtu here? Yes, anyone? Any idea? What should be the ending? Aina ukhtu ki, right? Aina ukhtuki Maryamu. Okay, excellent. Aina ukhtuki Maryamu. Where is your sister Maryam? Ama raja'at. Hamzatul istifham. Ma is used for negation. Ma'ul istifhamiyya. And as we know that it is used with the past tense. Raja'at. And here we can see that ta is sakin. That means it is used for the third person singular feminine, like dhahabat, nasarat, darabat, and raja'at. It ends with ta sakin. Aina ukhtuki Maryamu. Where is your sister Maryam? Ama raja'at. Did she not return? Okay, so here, small thing we need to know. Why do we have Maryamu over here? Aina ukhtuki Maryamu. Where is your sister Maryam? So this is basically used for tawqid, emphasis. So as we know that ukhtuki is your sister, and if there is any ambiguity, if you want to clear the ambiguity, then you bring the word Maryam, the name of the person, so that it becomes clear that you're talking about Maryam and not anyone else. So it can be used to clear the ambiguity, and also it can be used for the purpose of emphasis. Aina ukhtuki Maryamu. Where is your sister Maryam? Ama raja'at. Where is your sister Maryam? Didn't she return? Okay, what kind of question is this? Is this a regular question or is it a different question? This is basically Yes, what kind of question is this? It's a negative question, right? Ama rajat. So what should be the interrogative? It's negative interrogative, right? Negative interrogative, because we have ma over here. So a rajat will be interrogative, right? But when we have a and after that we have ma, that means it's negative interrogative, and the answer should be bala. But she says something else. She says Saeedun la. Sorry, Saeedun says la adri. I don't know. La adri, I don't know. Ana ma ra'aytuha. I didn't see her. So as we can see here, ma and nafiya. Ra'aytu is fail plus file, and ha is the maf'ul bihi, the object. I didn't see her. Okay. What kind of sentence is this? Is this a verbal sentence or nominal sentence? Jumla failure or jumla ismiya? This sentence. Ana ma ra'aytuha. I didn't see her. This is a nominal sentence. It's a jumla ismiya. How do we know it's a nominal sentence? Very simple. It starts with a noun. Ana. طيب, if he says ma ra'aytuha, the meaning is clear. I didn't see her. But when he says ana ma ra'aytuha, it's more emphatic, because jumla ismiya is more emphatic than jumla failiya, because the fail changes, but the noun doesn't change. I mean, the endings of the noun will change, but of course, we know that noun is beyond time. It does not consist of time, whereas the verb consists of time. It can be present, past, and it can be future. That's why the grammarians, they say that the nominal sentence is more emphatic than the verbal sentence. I didn't see her. Al-ummu ماذا قرأت اليوم? What did you read today? ماذا قرأت اليوم? Now we know that al-yawma means today. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum, as we have learned in book number 1. ماذا قرأت اليوم? And when we have a verb, then generally we use ماذا with the verb, and we don't use like any other word. We use either ماذا or لماذا. ماذا قرأت اليوم? What did you read today? سعيد. Okay, قرأت. Okay, what should be the ending of ta over here? قرأت. قرأت اليوم. I read today درسا جديدا, a new lesson في الفقه in Islamic jurisprudence. Now, درسا is mansub. Why is it mansub? Any idea? Because it is the object. Object of what? قرأت, I, as we can see here, I studied. So I is the fa'il, the doer. Studied is the verb. And we know that this is a dharf, time. So generally time will not be considered as part of construction. So after that, it cannot be object. So after that, the object is darsan, which is mawsuf, and jadidan is sifa. Noun, adjective, if you remember, noun, adjective are always equal in 4 properties of the noun. New lesson, fil fiqhi in Islamic jurisprudence. Al-ummu afahimtahu. Afahimtahu. It looks like a very small word, but mashallah, it's a complete sentence. Hamzatul istifham. Fahimta. You understood, and who is the attached pronoun, and who refers to what? It refers to the lesson. That's okay. Afahimtahu. Did you understand it? Now you see here, like in Arabic, we have only one word, or we can say one particle and one word. And in English, we have long translation. Did you understand it? So basically, is Hamzatul Istifham, did. And fahimta is basically anta fahimta, yani you, and understand the verb inside it. And then we have it means who, that refers to the lesson. So did you understand it? Saeedun, Saeed. Naam fahimtuhu jayyidan. Fahimtu, right? Yani ana fahimtuhu jayyidan. Jayyidan is it's basically dharf, or it can be maful bihi as well, or maful mutlaq. Sorry, it's maful mutlaq. Inshallah, when we start the verbs and when we complete the verbs, like mostly in book number 3, we will learn more about it, like about what is maful mutlaq. So naam fahimtuhu. Yes, I understood it. Yeah, or I understood it very well. Fahimtuhu jayyidan. So fahimtu, fail plus file, right? So this is verb plus subject. and the attached pronoun is the object. You remember that whenever the attached pronoun comes with the verb, it will always be object. Let me repeat it again. The attached pronoun, whenever it comes with the verb, it will be the object. So fahimtu is verb plus subject, and who is the object? Jayadan, very well. I understood it very well. Al-ummu, ama qara'ta al-Qur'ana al-yawm? Didn't you recite the Quran today? And again here it's a negative interrogative, right? Ama qara'ta al-Qur'ana al-yawma. It's a negative interrogative. Didn't you recite the Quran today? Inshallah, I'm sure this one is easier for you. Is Hamzat al-Istifham. Ma is ma al-Nafiya. Qara'ta is verb plus subject. This is very, very important. As we know, every verb has a doer, that is inside or inbuilt doer. So we will say verb plus subject. And al-Qur'ana is mansub. Why it is mansub? Any idea? Because this is the object. In verbal sentence, we generally have verb, then we have the subject, the doer, and after that we have the object. Excellent, very good. Al-yawma, today, it's a dharf, that means today. Sa'idun, bala, yes. Okay, why bala? Why not na'am? Because if the question is negative interrogative, then we have to give the answer with bala. Anta talibun? Na'am, ana talibun. But if the question is negative, then what we have to say, ama anta talibun? You will say bala. Like we have in the Quran, alastu bi rabbikum? Bala. So when there is a negative interrogative, then we have to give the answer with bala and not na'am. That's very, very important. We need to be careful here because the question is here, ama qara'at al-Qur'ana? Didn't you understand? So this is what kind of question is this? Negative interrogative. And what will be the answer? The answer will be bala. And as I told you, there is a verse in the Quran, alastu bi rabbikum? And then the answer is bala. Qara'tu, I recited Surah Ar-Rahmani wa hafidtuha. Now he says, I recited Surah Ar-Rahman and I memorized it. Qara'tu, subject plus verb, or we should say verb plus subject. And then Surah Ar-Rahmani is the object. That's why it is mansub over here. And if you remember the names of the surahs, all the names of the surahs, they are used as mudaf ilayhi. If you talk about Surah Al-Mu'minun and Surah Al-Kafirun, you might be thinking if it is mudaf ilayhi, then why it is not Surah Al-Kafirina and Surah Al-Mu'minina, because una, ina, right? However, you can take, as of now, you can say that these two names of the surahs are exceptions, okay, exceptions. Whereas the rest of the names of the surahs, all of them 112, except for these two surahs, they are always used as mudaf ilayhi. For example, Suratul Fatihati, Suratul Baqarati, Suratul Ali Imrana. So all of them are used as mudaf ilayhi. وحفظتها, and I memorized it. ففرح بي المدرس كثيرا, and the teacher was very happy with me. In the previous lesson we have learned that with fariha, the preposition that is used is ba. So ففرح بي, and ya al-mutakallim, when we connected with fatha. Very, very important piece of information. Ya can be connected in many ways, but when we talk about ya al-mutakallim, and when you connect it with al, or when you connect it with hamzatul istifham, then you have to connect it with fatha. So for example, we say subhana rabbi yal a'la, subhana rabbi yal azim in the prayer, right? So here we have to connect it with fatha. فَفَرِحَ بِيَ الْمُدَرِّسُ كَثِيرًا, and the teacher was very happy with me. Fariha, as we can see, fa is the particle that is used to connect the previous idea, or it means so. And fariha is the past tense, and the doer is here al-mudarrisu. That's why it is marfu. Very, very important. Kathiran, as we know, it can be used as we know dharf, so that's why it is always mansub. Waqala, and he said, okay, what do you remember about qala? I mentioned in the previous lesson, what was something special about it? Please tell me quickly. After qala, we always use inna. After qala, we cannot use anna. Generally, we have learned in the previous lesson that after the verb we use anna, but qala is an exception. After qala, we use inna, like we have in the Quran, like when Nuh alayhi salam said, قال ربي إني دعوت قومي ليلا ونهارا. قال ربي إني, right? Qala, because after qala we have inni, there is a verb, so that's why we have to, sorry, because there is a verb after qala, we have to use inni or inna, we cannot use anna. And the rest of the verbs we always use after them. What do we use after them? We use anna. We use anna. Example, do you remember the example I gave you in the previous lesson? Ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Ashhadu, right? So after that we have to use anna. But after qala or any of the forms of qala, it can be present, past, or future, whatever it is, we have to use inna after that. وقال إنك أحسن طالب في الفصل. طيب, tell me here, أحسن طالب, how should I translate it? Yes, comparative or superlative? Quickly, comparative or superlative? Superlative. أحسنتي, yeah. It has to be translated as superlative because after that we have the noun that is majroor. If we have min after that, then it should be used as comparative, right? But if we don't have min after that and the noun is majroor, then it will be translated as superlative, and we can see the translation over here. Yes, I recited Surah Al-Rahman and memorized it. So the teacher was very happy with me and he said, indeed, you are the best student in the class. Best student, right? So we can see over here, the best student in the class. Wa alaikum salam. So we can see over here, it is superlative. Al-ummu, masha Allah. Okay, there is no need to translate, by the way. Masha Allah. As we know that whatever Allah wills, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills. But there is no need to translate it. As we know, it's a beautiful expression that is used whenever we see something good. So we say, masha Allah. Zadakallahu ilman ya bunayya. Again, we can see over here, ya bunayya, oh my little son. So if you are a mother or if you're a father and you have son, so please call him with love and say ya bunayya, ya bunayya. Okay. Ta'al huna, ya bunayya, ta'al huna, come over here. So just try to use the Arabic in your house as well. Yes. So al-ummu, masha Allah, zadakallahu ilman. Zada is the verb, which is the fi'l. Okay, this is the verb. Okay, where is the subject? Please tell me quickly. Where is the subject? I put dhamma over here. La, I put dhamma over here, as you can see over here. It is the dhamma. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course, is the subject, the doer of the action, and ka is the object. Now, this is something where we need to be careful. Generally, the attached pronouns, they come with the verb, right? They will come with the verb. Or in other words, we can say the attached pronouns will come before the subject. They will come before the subject. So this is one of the things that you need to notice, that whenever there is the attached pronoun will come before the subject. So zada is the fi'l, Allahu lafdul jalala is the fa'il, and ka is the object. However, this is the requirement that the attached pronoun should come with the verb because we cannot put it with the noun over here. Zadakallahu ilman, inshallah ilman, this is tamyiz. We will learn about it in book number 3. Ya bunayya, oh my son. The mother says, masha Allah, may Allah increase you in knowledge, oh my son. Saeed is asking a question. Aghasalti qumsani ya ummi. So as we know, is hamzatul istifham. Ghasalti yani anti ghasalti. Qumsan is a plural of qamisun. Qamisun is singular. Qumsan is plural, and ya al mutakallim has been added to that, so it has become qumsani ya ummi. Did you wash my shirts, oh my mother? So ya al mutakallim here, and my, and also ummi, ya al mutakallim, my. Did you wash my shirts, oh my mother? Al ummu, na'am, yes. Ghasaltuha wa kawaytuha. Please tell me, ha refers to what? Quickly. غسلتها وكويتها. غسل يغسل is to wash, and كوى يكوي is to iron or to press. Okay, طيب. You are saying it refers to the shirt. Okay, then why feminine? Why not masculine? Why not نعم غسلته وكويته? Okay, قميص is the plural of, sorry, قمصان is the plural of قميص. Excellent. Very good, sister. So what happens when we have the plural of the irrational beings? Irrational beings, similarly, we can say that when we have the plural of the things, غير عاقل أحسنتي. So whenever we have the plural of the غير عاقل, the plural of غير عاقل is treated as singular feminine. Very, very important rule of Arabic language. So قميص will be masculine. If there is one قميص, it will be masculine. But when we have قمصان, then it will become feminine. Similarly, قلم is masculine, but aqlamun will be feminine. Kitabun is masculine, and kutubun will be feminine. Qamisun will be masculine, and qumsanun will be feminine. So that's why here it is treated as feminine. So that's why we have the feminine attached pronoun over here. نعم غسلتها وكويتها خذ هذا القميص. Can anyone please tell me over here why qamis is mansub? Why do we have fatha over here? Yes, please, especially the senior students. Why do we have fatha over here? Because khud is what? Khud is command. It's a fi'l al-amr. So whenever we have command, whenever we have fi'l al-amr, after fi'l al-amr, the noun is always mansub. Okay. So khud is basically subject plus verb. The doer is inbuilt. And then هذا القميص is مركب إشاري, that is demonstrative phrase, and the whole phrase over here is mansub. However, we know هذا is a fixed noun, so we cannot see the ending of هذا, but al-qamis we can see the ending over here. So here this one will be the object. So subject, verb plus object. خذ هذا القميص, take this shirt. سعيد هاتي ذاك يا أمي. Okay, dhaka is similar to dhalika. However, dhalika is used for something that is distant, and dhaka is something that is a little bit nearer. So hadha is used for something that is very close to you, and dhalika is used for something that is far away, and dhaka is used for the distance that is middle distance, you can say. Not very far and not very close. So he says hati, and we have learned in the previous lesson, hati yani bring, hati, and this is for the singular feminine. It is also a command, fi'l al-amr. Hati dhaka ya ummi, bring that, o ummi, or we can say give me that one, oh my mother. Dhaka ajmalu min hadha. طيب, what should be the translation over here? Ajmalu min, comparative or superlative? Ajmalu min, here it will be translated as la, comparative. Why comparative? Because after af'alu, the pattern of af'alu, after the pattern, if we have min, then it is used for comparative. If you don't have min after that, then it will be used as superlative. Okay, so we say, bring that, oh my mother, that is more beautiful than this. More beautiful, as we can see over here, it is comparative. Yeah, and the reason why it's comparative, because after the pattern of af'alu, we have min. Okay. Tadkhulu Maryamu. Maryam enters. So now Saeed is gone and Maryam has got in. Tadkhulu Maryamu. Maryam enters. Maryamu. Okay, why there is no tanween on Maryamu? Why not Maryamun? Yes, anyone remembers? Maryamu. Because it is a feminine name and it's diptot. It is ghair munsarif. Very good. So generally the names of the women, they do not take tanween. So Maryamu, assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Kayfa haluki ya ummi. Ki. Kayfa haluki ya ummi. How are you, oh my mother? Ummi, my mother. Wa kayfa haluka ya akhi. And how are you, oh my brother? So we have to be very careful. My brother and my mother. My mother, sorry, and my brother, because we have ya al mutakallim. Ummun plus ya becomes ummi. Akhun plus ya becomes akhi. And we know that ya has a requirement that there should be kasra before it. That's why we have akhi, and also we have ummi over here. Al ummu wa alaikum assalamu. Again, returning the blessings. Wa alaikum assalamu. Ahlan ya binti. Welcome to you, oh my daughter. Ahlan. It's basically complete expression will be ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. And we know that ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban, it is always used as mansoob. And why it is used as mansoob, inshallah, sometimes we will discuss about it. Ahlan ya binti. Okay, we can also say ya bunayyati, like we have ya bunayya, and we can also say ya bunayyati. That is also possible in modern standard Arabic, and you can also say ahlan ya binti, welcome to you, oh my daughter. Mata kharajti min al madrasati, when did you go out of the school? So these are, mashallah, small, beautiful, easy sentences, and I believe, inshallah, now you're able to understand. Mata is ismul istifham, that is used to ask a question. And then after that, we have kharajti, yani anti kharajti min al madrasati, from the school. Maryamu, kharajtu, I went out or I left. Ba'da salati al-dhuhri, after the dhuhr prayer. Okay, why salah is majroor over here? Why do we have kasra? Yes, please tell me quickly. Because ba'da is used as mudaf. It's a special mudaf, and that's why the noun that follows it will be mudafun ilayhi. So kharajtu ba'da salati dhuhri, I left or I went out after dhuhr prayer. Al-ummu, aina zamilatuki Aminatu wa Fatimatu wa Su'adu. Now again, we can see over here that when we have these three names, and these are basically we can say the substitute of Zamilat, right? Aina Zamilatuki, where are your colleagues, or where are your classmates? The meaning is clear. But if you want to make it more emphatic, then you bring the alternative. For example, you bring the names of them, and we have Zamilatuki, and we have Aminatu wa Fatimatu. Okay, why not ka? Because the mother is talking to Maryam, and Maryam is feminine, right? So for Maryam, it should be Aina Zamilatuki. Zamilatun is feminine, singular, and the plural of Zamilatun is Zamilatun, right? Zamilatun. And here it is used as mudaf, so it will be Zamilatuki, Aminatu wa Fatimatu wa Su'adu. Where are your classmates, Amina, Fatima, and Su'ad? Is this clear now? So why we have ki? Because the mother is asking Maryam, and Maryam is feminine. So for feminine, we use ki, and for masculine, we use ka. Maryamu, ma ra'aytuhunna ba'da salati. She says, I didn't see them. Ra'aytu is the subject, is the verb plus subject. Sorry, verb plus subject. And hunna is the attached pronoun, and that is the object. Attached pronoun is the object, as I told you earlier that the attached pronoun is always used as object. Ma ra'aytuhunna ba'da salati. I didn't see them after the prayer. Al-ummu, ya binti, oh my daughter. Akhuka, your brother. Akhuki. Akhuki hafidha surat al-Rahmani. Your brother has memorized surat al-Rahman. So why we say akhuki? Because ki refers to binti. Ya binti, oh my daughter. Why ra'aytuhunna? Ra'aytu, I see, hunna, them. Ma ra'aytuhunna, I didn't see them. Who is male? No, we are talking about Maryam here. And hunna refers to Amina and Fatima and Su'ad. Hunna refers to these three friends. Yeah. So it refers to them. So ma ra'aytuhunna, I didn't see them. Ba'da salati, after the prayer. La, Su'ad is also feminine. All of them are feminine. Su'adu is a feminine name. Aminatu wa Fatimatu wa Su'adu, all of them are feminine names. Okay, yeah. So, ya binti, yeah, hunna is, for example, we have hiya, huma, hunna, right? Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. Yeah, hunna is jama, exactly. Hafiza Surat al-Rahmani, your brother has memorized Surat al-Rahman. Ayya suratin hafidti anti. Which surah have you memorized? Or which surah have you memorized? Okay, now we can see here. Ayya is mansoob. Does anyone remember why it is mansoob? I explained in the previous lesson. Ayya suratin hafidti anti. Which surah did you? It's the object. Very good. Object of what? Object of hafidti. Anti hafidti. So subject and verb, and this is the object. Why object has come in the beginning of the sentence? Generally, we know that the object comes after the verb. Why it has come before the verb? Because it's the question word, and question word comes in the beginning of the sentence. That's why in English we say, which surah did you memorize? We cannot say, did you memorize which surah? We will say, which surah? So since it's a question, so it should come in the beginning. Question word should come in the beginning of the sentence. Okay, why do we have anti over here? Hafidhi is okay. Which surah did you memorize? Okay, so here anti is again used for emphasis. For example, if I say kaifa haluka, how are you? Yes, if I say kaifa haluka anta, it is more emphatic. Similarly, kaifa haluki, how are you? And kaifa haluki anti, and then it is more emphatic. Ya Adam uskun anta wa zawjaka al Jannah. So ya Adam uskun anta. Uskun, we have fail plus file. Anta yani uskun, and then after that we have anta again. So this is more emphatic and it's used in the Quran. So I've given you example from the Quran as well. Oh my daughter, your brother has memorized Surah Ar-Rahman. Tayyib. Let's see what does he say. Maryam says, Ana hafidtu, I have memorized Surah Al-Hadidi. I have memorized Surah Al-Hadid. وهي أطول من سورة الرحمن, and it is longer than Surah Al-Rahman. Now we can see here أطول من, again we have this expression af'alu, and after af'alu, the pattern of af'alu, we have min. That's why it is used for the comparison, so it's comparative. وكذلك, and similarly, حفظت, I have memorized ستة عشرة آية min Surah An-Naba'i, and I have also memorized the 16 verses of Surah An-Naba. And if you remember in the previous lesson, I have explained that when the ma'dud is feminine, then the first part of the adad will be masculine. So the first part of the adad is masculine. She says, I've memorized Surah Hadid, and it is longer than Surah Ar-Rahman, and similarly, I've memorized 16 verses from Surah An-Naba. Masha Allahu, Masha Allah. Innaki talibatun mujtahidatun. Indeed, you are a very hardworking student. Innaki, okay, talibatun, why talibatun is marfu'? Let me see if you remember or not. Why talibatun is marfu'? Yes, who remembers? No, it's not the subject. It's a basic mistake. And I had the feeling that you might make this mistake. Yes. Yes, anyone else? Yes, please. Khabar of what? It's khabaru inna. Please remember, inna has ismu inna and khabaru inna. So ki is ismu inna. Ismu inna is always mansoob. Ismu inna is always mansoob. And khabaru inna is always marfu'. Example, inna allaha ghafurur rahim. Inna allaha. Ismul Jalala is mansoob. Why it is mansoob? Because of inna, and ghafurun is marfu'. So innaki talibatun mujtahidatun. Indeed, you are a very hardworking student. And we know talibatun is masuf and mujtahidatun is sifa. Ana masruratun biki. I am very happy with you, or I am pleased with you. And masrurun also comes with the preposition of bi. Ana will be the subject and masruratun will be the predicate, and biki is jar majroor. Adhabti ilal, here, so it is marfu because it is khabar. Adhabti ilal maktabati al yawma. Did you go to the library today? So now we can see here that we are breaking down all these sentences and we are analyzing them grammatically, so that inshallah when we start the analysis of the Quran, then we will be able to see how it works and how it goes. Maryamu, na'am. ذهبت, yes, I went. Al-Ummu, ماذا قرأت هناك? What did you read over there? هناك, as we know, it's a ظرف. It's used for place. However, in the Quran, hunaka has not been used in the Quran. Hunalika is used. There is an addition of lam to that hunalika. And hunalika has been used like 9 times or 7 times in the Quran. Hunalika da'a Zakariya. So in Quran, it will be hunalika. But in modern standard Arabic, it will be hunaka. ماذا قرأت هناك? What did you read there? قرأت مجلة. I read a magazine من باكستان, from Pakistan. Why Pakistan? Because it is ممنوع من الصرف. اسمها الإسلام. Its name is Al-Islam. I read a magazine from Pakistan. Its name is Islam. And ha refers to what? Ha refers to? طيب. Ha refers to? مجلة. Okay, very good. Okay, Al-Um باللغة العربية هي, is it in Arabic language? So now we can see that this sentence is not complete. It should be باللغة العربية هي باللغة الإنجليزية. But as we know that in Arabic sometimes the second part or one part of the sentence is dropped. And that's the beauty of the Arabic language. Sometimes we see that something is mahdhuf, yani it has been dropped. مريم لا هي باللغة الإنجليزية. No, it is in English language. الأم أذهبت إلى المديرة. Did you go to the headmistress? Let's see what she says. مريم لا, no. هي ما جاءت اليوم. And we know that at is sakin. And sakin, when we connected with al, we connected with kasra. هي ما جاءت اليوم. She didn't come today. Al-Um lima. Why not? Yes, over here. What kind of ha is this? What kind of ha is this? Do you remember the name? I told you in the previous lesson. Ha usakti. Do you remember an example from the Quran? Ha muqra'u kitabiyah. Wama adraka ma hiya. Okay, so you need to remember these things. Whenever I tell you something, then you need to remember that, okay? And it will only come when it comes as a singular word. It will not come, if it comes in the beginning of the sentence, then it will not come in the form of a sentence. It will come only by itself, like lima. And this is like the Arabs, they use, sometimes they use it like this, yeah, lima. They use add this ha to that, and this is normal, yani. أظن أنها ذهبت إلى مكة. Okay, I assume that she went to Mecca. Now we can see here that after adhunnu, we have anna. Why we have anna? Because we have learned that after the verbs, we use anna. We use what? Anna. After qala, we use inna. The rest of the verbs after that, we use anna. So she says, adhunnu annaha dhahabat ila makkata. I assume she went to, or that she went to Makkah. Al-Ummu Asharibti Shaya. Asharibti Ashaya. Did you drink tea? Mariamu La Ma Sharibtu. No, I didn't drink. Now, this is basically, as I told you, this is the practice of the past tense. I have already given you the conjugation of past tense in the beginning of the lesson. Either you memorize the conjugation, or if you're not able to memorize, then you can learn it like this by practicing it through the dialogues. And this is more like, as we can say, practical. However, I would say you should go in both ways. You should memorize the conjugation as well. And also you should try to implement it as we are doing it over here. La ma sharibtu, I didn't drink it, or I didn't drink. Al-ummu lil khadimati, to the housemaid. Hati ashaya ya Layla, bring tea, oh Layla. And hati, as we have learned, is fil al-amr, and this is ismul fail basically. So this is a verb plus subject, because this is command, and shaya is object, and that's why it is mansub. Hati shaya ya Layla, bring tea, O Layla. Wahati, and also bring qit'ata. So qit'ata khubzin is mudaf, khubzin is mudaf ilay. Aydan ya Layla, and also bring a loaf of bread, O Layla. Ana jaw'a, I am hungry. Okay. Jaw'a is the feminine. Feminine of what? Jaw'a is the feminine of Jaw'an. In the previous lesson, yes, excellent. Jaw'an and the feminine will be Jaw'a. And don't make it Jaw'ana. No, it will be Jaw'a. I am hungry. Yes, I am hungry. Yes. So Alhamdulillah, we have completed the text. And when we meet again in the next lesson, inshallah, we will complete the exercises. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.